right, on today's Cred Talk, I want to get Josh's opinion, who's graciously joining us from Centrix IT, on the massive increase in automation in customer support segments of businesses. And I can give you a for instance if you want me to.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those where automation is becoming more of a thing. I mean, the big buzzword is AI, and that's a magical word. But really, where we're seeing kind of leaps and bounds, and especially efficiencies, is more on the automation and the RPA, the robotic process automation. And typically, you'll see some of those things, such as like what you call an AI chatbot, which is really just an LLM. Like, hey, here's trained on all of these responses and things like that, and based off of the best response, choose which one's appropriate, because those things can, excuse me, they can triage, much quicker, or maybe potentially solve the issue by pointing to a knowledge base article before it even gets to a human. So it is something that I think we're seeing more and more, because that front line, that first triage, is an opportunity to be automated, to
Yes.
provide faster results, and to improve operational efficiency. So, yeah, I think
Yes,
it's a good thing.
I agree. I agree, and I think I'm gonna do kind of a Jekyll and Hyde here on it while agreeing with you. But I wanna you touched what I think is the line, or maybe like near the line, and maybe the line moves a little bit depending on what industry you're in and whatever. But you said that first line of triaging it's rife for opportunity for efficiency. And that I agree with. But I think we're starting to see in some of these organizations that have like where support is a massive part of what they do. I think we're starting to see too much of it in a way that is reducing the efficiency. And I'm going to give you two examples. The first example is uh, so AT&T and T and other phone companies do the callback, right? So when that first came out, it was great. You don't have to sit on hold for an hour and a half anymore like you used to, and they call you back. Now they have a callback, and then the call calls the agent, or that was what it was. And now there's a callback to let you know that your call is coming, which is like creating what I think is like themed added value, but is actually putting more layers in that's creating less value because there's so much more engagement that has to happen on the consumer side. While, yes, you may be saving, you know, manpower on the business side, but there's still a human that's having to do that triaging and do that engaging. Maybe that AT&T example is not perfect, although I think that system is imperfect. But the second example, um, I I've seen people have issues with the Upwork system where there's no human at all, which is kind of the other side of it, right? Like maybe you add too much gook around the process when you do get to having the second layer of triage. But then if you don't have a human at all, like how do you handle the edge cases properly, which is the issue with AI, is it hallucinates at the edges of probability. If you don't have any human service at all, you have to be 100% sure that your triaging system was right. So
Yeah,
anyway,
and
those are
that's
some thoughts that I want your
yeah.
opinion on.
I think that's where you draw the line, because the other issue too is from a customer experience standpoint, offering white glove service, whatever you want to call it. If you can never get to a person, if you have that case where like AI can't help me, I need a person, that still has to be an option in my opinion, and it should be pretty quickly to bypass, right? It's like, hey, this is the first level. Like, here's some common knowledge base articles. Maybe it'll help you and kind of reduce the noise so you're able to have your staff effectively staffed and ready for those edge cases. It can't replace those. Like I feel you still need a human, and you should have one, no matter what business you are.
Yeah, because that's what doing business is. You're there to create value for the consumer. And if you're like, if everything you could possibly do is to avoid engaging with the consumer, then what's it about? Not the consumer.
Yep. Exactly.
And that one's a weird one. And there are some things like major service providers that have like when you've really not necessarily what I don't mean IT service providers, but like internet. Well, I guess that's an IT service provider, but like major internet companies or major phone companies. Once you've like massively cornered the market, so to speak, like pulling all of your service out to then kind of like squeeze the lemon, you know, that's not good
Yeah.
business. That's terrible business. God,
Exactly.
anyway, I won't beat that up anymore. I don't want to beat that up.